We start this morning with a standoff between the U.S. and North Korea just a day after trading some of their harshest verbal salvos. Yet the United States is taking a more measured tone in its message to North Korea, while still urging the regime to stand down. And President Trump in Washington under criticism at home for his blunt remarks on the situation, with Democrats and even members of his own party accusing him of unnecessary warmongering. Joonhee starts us off.
On Tuesday, President Trump said fire and fury would rain down on North Korea if it continues to threaten the U.S. in the most menacing language he has ever directed at the regime. In the wake of his comments and the sudden outbreak of brinkmanship between Washington and Pyongyang, U.S. officials are now trying to restore a sense of calm amid concerns of a looming conflict. On Wednesday, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson defended Trump's rhetoric, saying the president was simply adopting a type of language that would resonate more with the North Korean leadership.
So I think what the president was doing is sending a strong message to North Korea in language that Kim Jong-un would understand, because he doesn't seem to understand diplomatic language.
Tillerson added there was no reason to believe a war was imminent, despite the recent uptick in tensions, and that Americans should sleep well at night. Secretary of Defense James Mattis, one of the more hard-nosed members of Trump's cabinet, maintained a tough stance, although far more nuanced than that of his commander-in-chief. In a statement on Wednesday, Mattis warned Pyongyang that its actions could lead to the end of the regime and the destruction of its people. President Trump, meanwhile, is facing criticism from Capitol Hill, with lawmakers from both parties accusing him of poor judgment with his bombastic comments. Democrats especially slammed the president for what they called his unhinged and reckless remarks, saying it could drag the U.S. into an avoidable conflict with North Korea. Questions over his temperament aside, there's little doubt over North Korea's alarming progress in its ballistic missile programs. The Washington Post reported on Tuesday, citing U.S. intelligence sources, that North Korea had miniaturized a nuclear warhead that could be mounted on one of its missiles. Joonhee, Arirang News.